Well, a mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. A little bit of cloud cover, a little bit of sun. That's the way things are going to be shaping up as we go through the remainder of the day today. Tomorrow, a whole different story. And it does appear as though it's going to be kind of chilly, not only for the next few days, but all the way through the weekend and right up through Thanksgiving. Good morning at Radio Center. I'm Terry Henne. Along with me, Jonathan Dent. John, good morning. How are you?
Cold.
Wow.
Yep, that's how I am.
Well, we were totally spoiled.
Yes.
And it looks as though paybacks are,
We're getting back on track.
Yeah, we are.
Yep.
Yeah, we are. So Mother Nature decides we were so much warmer than where we should be. Now we're going to be so much colder than where we should be. Matter of fact, and a little snowy too as well. What are we looking at temperature-wise right now?
Well, right now out at the airport, they've got 33, downtown Midlands at 32. Here at Radio Center, though, we're at a balmy 35.
And we'll warm up a couple more degrees.
Yep.
I think we should make it up to about 38. That's going to be it. What's really interesting this morning, and I don't know if you noticed, northern Michigan was chilly.
Mm-hmm.
But central Michigan and southern Michigan were a lot colder, probably because we had breaks in the cloud cover overnight last night. And we saw some teens. I think Bad Axe started off at 19. Lapeer was at 17. Port Huron at 18. That just kind of give you an idea. And then northern Michigan, we're looking at low 30s.
Yep. All
across, even in the Upper Peninsula. But, of course, they got a little bit of snow to contend with where it got really cold last night. Ironwood and Marquette were at 15. And last look, I think around the Traverse City area, they're reporting about 3 inches of snow on the ground as of right now. So, and it's not getting any better. I'm taking a look at the radar, and we're looking at all along that northwest side and also the west central and southwestern side of the lower peninsula. Snow shower, snow flurry activity right along the border. And obviously where it always snows a lot in the upper peninsula, that's what they're getting there, is snow shower and snow flurry activity. As far as over the next few days, as I said, we've been totally spoiled. We're not going to see very many 60-degree temperatures here in the foreseeable future. And I'm looking well into the month of December. Matter of fact, we should be at 48. By the end of the month here, we'll be down around 44 is where we should be this time of the year. And we're going to be running much below normal on those temperatures during that period of time. Nighttime lows are the key. Obviously, we should be 33, 32 degrees for a low. We're going to be dropping down into what's normal in January as far as our nighttime lows over the next several days. It is just simply going to be cold. And then it wouldn't be complete without a little measurable amount of snow anyway. You and I are going to be gone, but it's not any warmer where we're going.
No.
A
little bit colder, actually, I think.
Yeah, we're going to be at the National Association of Farm Broadcasting Convention in Kansas City, and looking at their forecasts there, it mirrors pretty much what ours is going to be. It's going to be downright cold there as well. They're not going to get the snow, though, that we're going to be seeing during the day tomorrow night, an inch, maybe upwards of an inch and a half. That's what we're going to be looking at. And there's going to be chances of snow shower, snow flurry activity over the entire work week. And then once we approach the weekend, can you believe it's going to be colder?
Oh, no. Well, we had that 77-degree day.
Yeah.
So
paybacks are,
we got to average out somehow.
I'm looking at upper 20s for a high.
Oh, my.
On Saturday. Sunday might warm up a little bit more, but then we roll into Thanksgiving week, and you better make sure that the turkey has a little bit more coal underneath it, because it's going to cool down pretty fast if you aren't applying the heat. It is going to be chilly.
Yep.
Downright cold. Long range outlook, as we said, all the way through the 27th, much below normal on the temperatures. below normal on the moisture. We're not anticipating any wet systems moving through here at all for the next several days. So whatever we do get is going to be lake effect type activity. We've still got water temperatures in the low 50-degree range, so that's why we're getting what we're getting. East breeze later on this afternoon. I didn't catch that. What kind of breeze do we have right now?
We have calm or a south breeze at 3 miles per hour, so hardly anything right now.
Okay, so that wind is going to shuffle around a little bit because we have a low pressure system, which is south of us, moving through Ohio into Pennsylvania, counterclockwise circulation. That's why we're going to see southeast and then east breezes. But that low to the south of us is not a very strong one. And the one that's situated to the west of us is weaker still. So all they're doing is filtering in much colder air, lake effect type activity, but it's right along the shore. That lake effect really doesn't spill into much inland at all. Now, tomorrow, because we're going to have a northeast breeze and an east breeze, that's why we're going to see here a chance of seeing some measurable amount of snow on the grassy areas. I'm not anticipating anything on the walkways or the driveways or anything like that. Northwest breeze on Wednesday, about 10 miles per hour. So as you kind of guessed it, we're really not looking for any strong blustery breezes for the next several days as well. Average for this time of the year, 47 in the afternoon, 32 at night. Record high in the state, 70, set back in 1909. The record low was 11, set in 1933. A year ago today, our high was 39, our low was 33, so pretty close to where we are. We picked up a little bit better than 1/10 of an inch of precipitation liquid and about a 1/2 inch of snow a year ago today. Record amount of snow on this date is a little bit better than almost 3¼ inches of snow on the ground. That was way back in 1997. Sun will set this evening, 5:12, rise tomorrow morning at 7:30. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Somebody from Star of the West. Is it Gary Kaufman today?
We're going to be talking with Gary Kaufman from Star of the West for our market report. But first, we want to remind you that our weather report today brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Hilleshog. When it comes to being sweet, Hilleshog's got you covered. Leading with high sugar content for Michigan sugar beet growers. Hilleshog exceeds Michigan sugar seed approval criteria and leaves nothing unmet. Unlike some companies promising high yields but lacking other key traits, Hilleshog brings a balance for Michigan's tough conditions and will always pack a load of sugar in every beet. Hilleshog, the heartbeat of sweet. Well, I took a look at the charts before we went on the air, John, and it looks as though wheat is trying to work its way back up again.
It can try.
Yeah. Well, let's see how far along they are. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman. Gary, how's things looking?
Good morning there, guys. Well, we do have wheat on the positive, but corn and beans are on the negative. But currently, let's call cash wheat up 7 at 781 on the white, 731 on the red. New crop for next year up 3 at 836 on the white, 786 on the red. We actually can call cash corn unchanged at 603. New crop for next year down 3 at 552. Cash soybeans currently down 13 at 1363. And new crop for next year down 11 at 1311.
Anything that we should be looking at for a potential headliner this week?
Well, the Russian and Chinese news will pretty much dominate, I think, the daily trade direction going into Thanksgiving, Terry. We got that G20 meeting in Bali. President Joe Biden and China's President Xi are going to meet for the first time there. And generally, after that meeting, from history, we do get a little bit more soybean export, but soybeans and corn exports has been pretty slow, been behind the USDA estimates. So, and that also will be a contributing factor to market movement as well. But, and then we'll watch South America weather conditions as well. So,
All right. So no news as far as Ukraine is concerned. It does appear as though things are trying to establish some normalcy there.
there's, there seems to be that Russia's kind of on, we get mixed signals from Russia, but they're leaning towards renewing that Black Sea export corridor. So that's given us a little bit of bullish momentum in the wheat today. So some little bit of positive news, I guess, for that part. So
Well, we'll take it. Hopefully they'll get some things squared around over there and they'll get some heat. It's going to be a long winter in that country.
you got that right, Terry, for sure.
Gary, you take care. Have a great day, okay?
I will. You do the same. Thanks,
Will
Terry.
do. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth. Doug Klein has the latest for us. Is Doug ready to go, John?
Doug is ready to go. Market report today brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. Are you ready to upgrade to a new Ram truck for your family farm? Now is the time to order your new Ram 1500, 2500, or 3500. So you should see the folks at Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, the Great Lakes Bay certified ag dealer. They specialize in all models of new Ram commercial trucks and vans, and ordering is the way to go. You can buy with confidence from Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth since 1852, where family and service sells cars. Also by Thumb Bank, who've been serving agriculture for over 125 years with 2 locations in Bay City, also Cass City, Caseville, Pigeon, Bad Axe, and Marlette. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Well, Doug Klein from Oppenheimer, what do we got today?
Well, this is interesting. I took a look at the chart, the 5-year chart of steel, and we are kind of sort of right around where we were 5 years ago on steel, as far as price goes. Right around $3,800 a ton. It spiked to $5,200 a ton, but now it's back. But as I mentioned previously, these wholesalers in the middle are probably going to have to keep the prices up until they get rid of the expensive inventory that they're holding back on. So anyway, I don't know if that's due to the Fed governors agreeing to raise interest rates so much, or pushing the dollar higher, or what that relates to. Speaking of the dollar, it's up a little bit today, but only at 106.75. So it's still 7-ish, 6-7 points down from its peak. So that's interesting in and of itself. Crude oil's down $1.80 today, so that's helpful. Gasoline at $2.56. That's okay. We still pay way more in Michigan than we should. I checked out Bitcoin, and it's down under 17,000 now, so it's like 16.7. I remember talking to you guys, and it was probably what, 57,000?
Yeah.
Under 17. So, wow, that was a wild ride. So far, it hasn't ended yet. The feds really want to regulate that, so they probably might have maybe even had something to do with whacking out the market. So people would say, "Hey, we need a regulator on this," or whatever. But anyway, here's your numbers. The December corn 658.5, up half a penny. The September of 23 corn 620, down 2 cents. The March soybeans 1442, down 11 3/4. In November of 23 soybeans 1378.5, down 8 3/4. December wheat is 821 1/4, up 7 1/2. And July of 23 wheat is 856 1/4, up 3 3/4. The crude oil is 87.12, down $1.91. Heating oil is 348.63, down 7 cents. Gasoline at 256 is down a nickel, and what would that put us at? About 320 or so at the pump. So again, a lot of wiggle room. Natural gas is 6.62. That's up 36.5 cents. And I talked to somebody in the industry, and they said that propane is kind of sort of a byproduct of the drilling in the Bakken and all that stuff going on up there. And so there's plenty of propane out there. It's just a matter of getting it to us. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3294 at the border. That's up 40 ticks. The dollar buys 140.39 yen. That's up 160 ticks. The euro is at 103.34. That's down 18 ticks. And remember, that got down to about 98 and change. So that's rallied almost 5%. And the dollar's at 106.81. That's up 52 ticks. Gold is at 1773.40, up $4. Silver's at 21.95, up 28 cents. Platinum's at 10.30.60. That's down $7.50.
All righty, Doug. Have a good one.
Okay, thanks.
We'll talk to you again. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the Michigan Corn Growers. They want to remind you that registration is open for the 2023 Great Lakes Crop Summit. They're hoping that you can join them. That's going to be coming along the end of January. Brought to you by the Corn Marketing Program of Michigan, the Michigan Soybean Committee, and the Michigan Wheat Program. For more information and reservation forms, go to GreatLakesCropSummit.com. Well, John, do you think Jerry Samolsky still wants us to plant something?
Maybe if you've got an indoor garden.
Yeah, there you go. Jerry, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Terry. Hey, perfect time for planting shade trees. They're dormant. The ground's still soft. We can get through, and particularly in the grassy areas, it'll stay soft for quite a bit yet. We've got crews out planting trees right along. So leafy trees are just fine to be planting right now, Terry.
And hopefully some folks had a chance to take a look at those trees while they still had their leaves on and had a chance to see what kind of color they would get in the fall.
Fall color is definitely one. And, since we're talking about leaves, Terry, I had a ball this weekend going around my yard, plowing leaves with my mower, chipping them up. The dust was flying. They were getting ground up in the dust and into the grass they went. I've got one more mowing to make them all go away. But, it was a perfect weekend for mowing up, chewing up leaves.
It sure was. Jerry, you have a great day. We'll talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir, Terry.
Jerry
Jonathan.
Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Take a quick break, and we'll be back. Jerry Reif will be joining us in a moment. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Rummel Insurance Agency. They do understand the risk, Mr. Farmer, that you face as a Michigan farm and agribusiness owner. They also know that each farm's needs vary like the crops in the fields. They know you're more than just a number. They know you have a family, goals, dreams for the future, and how important things are to you when it comes to making decisions here at the end of the year. They want to get to know you one-on-one. So They can get help to the right farm insurance protection for you and your family by meeting with you today. Just ask for Craig Voorhees at the Rummel Insurance Agency today. Talk about planning, getting ready for 2023 and maybe shoring up a few holes for 2022. Let's talk to Jerry Reif, our ag-based attorney here in Saginaw. Jerry, good morning. Understand that we've got a seminar coming up here pretty quick.
Yes, we do, by popular demand. How to protect your stuff in the 3 easy steps. It's we're trying to get the word out. It's on December 8th, which is a Thursday at 2:00, and we'll be announcing it some more a little later. But yes, we're looking forward to that. Love those open sessions because we get a lot of questions from participants that show up. It becomes their workshop, actually, and I love that part because we answer their questions about wills and trusts and different kinds of trusts and, special deeds and stuff like that, powers of attorney, which are very important. This is a good time of the year to take a look at it. And of course, everyone who's an adult, 18 and older, should have a power of attorney, medical and legal, have that in place. It avoids a couple of probates and a lot of potential heartache, with issues of, who's going to help out mom or dad or whoever when they're unable to make their own verbal decisions for whatever reason. So that's what takes care of elder law. But on the other hand, a revocable trust or maybe even an irrevocable trust can be a very useful asset protection tool if it was done in advance. We've done quite a few protecting family farms, to keep them in the family and perpetuate the legacy on to the next generation. Takes a little bit of planning, a little bit of advance, no different than crop rotation. I mean, farmers and their families are used to making those kinds of decisions all the time. So why not your own business succession?
And we can reserve a chair. How do we go about doing that? Giving you a call?
Yes, so you can call me at Saginaw here, 989-790-1461, or the website, jerryreiflawyer.com. Take a look at there. A lot of information on that website if you're really interested in exploring some more. We got it there, so it's jerryreiflawyer.com or 989-790-1461.
Very good. Jerry, thank you so much. You take care. Have a great day, okay?
You too.
All right. Jerry Reif here in Saginaw. We'll be right back. Had a chance to talk to Donnie Kryzak over at Kryzak's house. They're taking orders for seats, Thanksgiving feast at Kryzak's house, and also supplying the food for you if you want to have an event in your home. Just give them a call, 989-894-5531. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.